Hello and welcome to Painting Panzers. My name is Christian and today we're going to be taking a look at yet another 1/72 scale World War II figure. This particular figure is a Revell US infantryman and we're going to be taking a look at how I paint him in his iconic looking khaki and brown trousers in terms of his uniform. So it's another toy soldier to tick off and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. But enough of all of this, let's get stuck into today's video. Now the model we're looking at today is part of the US Infantry set from Revell. Now this Revell set contains both your sort of normal US Infantry uniformed soldier as well as those in their winter gear. So it's covering all sorts of bases. I'm not a massive fan of this set, but it does bring back a lot of memory, so it's worth having a crack. Now I have had a crack at this set before and I've painted the winter version of one of the soldiers. So if you want to check that out, I've got a video on that and I'll leave that in the video description. Now to start off with, I'm going to prime my model with Tamiya Surface Primer Light Grey, and then I'm going to hit his shirt or his tunic in US Field Drab. Now this particular model is a bit of a head scratcher. It almost looks like they went to do a greatcoat and then they decided not to. So it's a really strange looking jacket. If anyone knows what it is, please let me know. I couldn't find it for the life of me. So yeah, it's a bit of a questionable uniform, this one. So the trousers, I'm going to paint in those sort of traditional US trousers before they switch to the green one. I'm using that German camo medium brown. It's going to give that nice woolen looking brown US trousers that is so iconic for the US infantry of this period. Now for the webbing, I'm going to go with khaki. Now this particular sculpt has a big line going down the middle of his back there, which you can see in shot now. It doesn't actually look like it links up to any webbing, so again a bit of a question mark here. So I've just painted as part of the uniform. It's a bit of a head scratcher, this model. I don't know why I selected it, to be completely honest. Then for the helmet, I'm going to paint that in US dark green. You could paint the helmet in this color as well as like if he had his tripod for his 30 cal machine gun, his bazooka, flamethrower, grenades, ammo boxes, that kind of thing. Then for any metal area, so obviously this guy's got a Thompson, I'm going to be painting that in black grey. I still can't get over this model. I mean, it just looks so strange. I don't know what's happened. I don't know, maybe I'm just looking at it wrong, but a lot of it just doesn't add up to me. Whereas some of the other ones in the set actually aren't too bad. So yeah, it's very, very interesting. Now for the wooden areas, I'm going to be painting that in flat earth. So this guy's got his Thompson with his stock and his foregrip and his every other metal part, wooden part on the Thompson. And then he's also got a shovel. So you want to be painting the handle of that shovel in flat earth as well. I mean, you could change it up if you wanted to, if you wanted a few different varieties of wooden colours, but it's up to you. Now for his boots, I'm going to be painting those in saddle brown. You can also paint the soles of the boot in black grey as well when you're painting those metal areas, which I forgot to mention at the black grey step that we've just been to. And don't forget that the chin strap can also be painted in this saddle brown too. And then once your figure's dry, give him a go of no oil and LAFME on medium at a 1:1 ratio, and making sure that that ratio is good. You want to make sure it's around about 1:1. You can have a little bit more null oil in there from Warhammer, and it's just going to make an absolute perfect wash. This is my go-to wash for everything, especially if you're new to the channel. If you're familiar with the channel, you know this is all I ever use these days. So for that US Field Drab tunic, I'm going to use US Field Drab and German Camo Beige at a 1:1 ratio, and that's going to give us a really nice, almost khaki looking uniform, but with a bit of a brown tinge to it, which is probably what you want to go for. Now there's lots of little creases and folds in here, so just be making sure that you leave your original colour that's been washed in the recesses, as you can see that I'm doing here, and then everything else can have a nice coat of this mixture that you've mixed up. I won't be doing any other steps like highlighting and stuff. I'm literally just going to put one layer down, and then I'm going to do exactly the same with the trousers. So German Camo Medium Brown and German Camo Beige World War II at a 1:1 ratio. Now if you're familiar with the channel, you'll know that I use a lot of the same sorts of paints, which is probably to my own detriment, because a lot of you probably don't need to keep rewatching these videos, but you really don't need to have too many paints. and you'll get to know throughout my videos what are my favorite paints, my go-to paints for different things, and then you can just have your 30 or 40 paints ready to go for pretty much all things. So then khaki and stone grey at a 1:1 ratio is what I'm going to be using for the webbing. Just going to lighten that khaki a little bit, give it a bit more of a creamy hue to it, and you can see here that I'm just painting each individual part of those SMG pouches, and then I'll do the same with the water bottle. I believe this water bottle also had a US stamp on it, so that's a really neat feature, but I didn't capture that because I'm being very lazy. So the wood, I'm going to go with flat earth and orange brown. Now this step's slightly different to what I've been doing on the other steps because I'm going to go a further step after this. So I'm just scratching in the detail. Again, if you're familiar with the channel, I do this quite often, but if you're new to the channel, then this is the technique I do. I just scratch on, there's no real method to it, just other than just adding some lines, and then I hit it with some orange brown, and you can see straight away that goes to like a nice new wood looking color with that orange hue to it. It does look very bright in this shot, but rest assured it will dry up a little bit darker, and it blends in with that flat earth and then that flat earth orange brown mixture really well. Now for the metal areas, I'm going to be using black grey and basalt grey as my first layer, and just like the wood, we're going to be hitting it with a highlight color afterwards. But there's not as much detail on this Thompson, unfortunately, so I'm sort of making up some of the details as I go, where the sort of magazine meets the main body of the Thompson. I'm also hitting the top of the water bottle where the cap is with the same colour. And then to highlight, I'm using that basalt grey, and you can see that it's almost like a silver colour without being metallic, and I'm just adding in a little line on each side of that magazine, and then I'm just going ahead and hitting all the different parts of the Thompson. So for the green, I'm using US dark green and German camo beige World War II at a 1:1 ratio. And what I'm doing here is, as opposed to using a dry brush, I'm actually wetting the paint quite a lot. So you can see there's very little paint on the tip of that brush. It's really wet, and I'm just sort of blending it in with the rest of the helmet to give it a bit of a worn look to it. And then saddle brown and German camo beige at a World War II at a 1:1 ratio is what I'm going to be using for the saddle brown highlight for his boots and chin strap. And then I'm going to move on to his flesh. So I'm using light flesh from AK Interactive. This is my go-to flesh color for pretty much anything. You can get the Vallejo equivalents and stuff, but I just seem to find that this one works the best for me. Now I'm just making sure that I'm capturing all the various bits of the flesh, because you can just make out his ears in some of this as well. So I'm just capturing those. And then I'm using Flesh Wash from Vallejo just to give that skin a nice wash, and that reddish pinkish wash is going to sink into the recesses. It's very dark, it's going to sink into the recesses, and it's going to make highlighting and layering his various fingers and nose and such a lot easier once that's dry. And it really doesn't take too long to dry, so I'm going to go ahead and hit light flesh over the top of that hand. I'm going over the flesh with this colour, and I'm making sure that I'm just hitting the finger, or each finger, and leaving the original base colour in the recesses. So you can see that I'm just hitting the nose there, the cheek under the eye there, and then I'm going with light flesh and highlight flesh at a 1:1 ratio and just painting up each individual finger here. So I've got a size 0 brush, so I'm really taking my time with that lighter brush, just getting the neck there and each cheek, doing less, not connecting the cheek and the chin, which I would have done on the previous step, and a little line on the nose to finish. And then there we go, we've got our Revell US Infantryman ready to go. A very quick painted US Infantryman too. So that's another toy soldier to add to my collection of painted figures. This is bringing it all back. I've got so many more I want to do because I collected heaps when I was a young lad. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting into it, getting stuck in and keep going with this. If you're enjoying this series, I've really upped the 172 game as of late. Do let me know in the comments section. Some of the videos as of late haven't had as many comments, so I really would love to see some of your comments in there and tell me what you like or dislike or what you want to see going forward. I do have some moderns coming. I know it's something that you guys have been asking for, so do bear with me. I will get some moderns on the channel really soon. Now, a massive thank you must go out to my YouTube channel members and patrons. You guys are all absolutely awesome. But as always, I've got to say that special mention to my Panzer Aces. So that's Patrick, Oscar, James, Panzer Jim, Colin, Lack of Foresight Gaming, Mike, Mikey, Eric, Rothgar, Jonathan, Ian and Adam. You guys are all absolute champions. Thank you so much for being those aces and supporting me with that ace membership selection. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it here. Don't forget to leave me a comment if you can, and until then I will catch you at the next one.